Did you know that your doorbell camera might be recording your neighbor's living room window? And even worse, that footage might be shared with the police and can even be sold without anyone's consent. Insane, isn't it? Well, I have some facts to share with you that are going to blow your mind, and I also have a way for you to stop this so you can protect yourself. Let's get right into it. All of these camera doorbells, whether it's Ring, Arlo, or Nest, they come with a wide-angle lens from the factory. Now, this is purposefully so it can capture anything, whether it's coming from the side or coming even from the bottom. You can capture as much information, as much data as possible to protect your home. I'm all for that. I'm a huge advocate of this. The Ring camera themselves, they have anywhere between 155 to 160 degree horizontal field of view and a 90-degree vertical view. So this captures a lot more than just your front door. The Nest from Google, offers a 180-degree diagonal view with a square 1.1 aspect ratio. This is designed to capture packages at your feet, but it also winds up capturing things from your neighbors as well. I want to talk to you now about the data sharing policies, law enforcement access, third-party partnerships, and cloud storage. This blew my mind, and it's going to blow yours as well. The Ring Neighbors app, it allows police departments to request footage from users directly without a warrant. Someone can have footage of your property or something you're doing, and if the police department wants it, they can get it, and you would never know. Ring has also partnered with over 2,000 police departments nationwide for video sharing programs. I'm all for it. If there are really bad people out there doing bad things or something has happened to you, this is wonderful. There's a but. When it comes to privacy, that is a different discussion. Having privacy of your own property, your own home, if you're not doing anything wrong, it shouldn't be shared without your knowledge. Users, like yourself, we wouldn't know that this footage has been shared with the authorities without a warrant. In some jurisdictions, Ring is allowed to share the information with police without any consent in an emergency situation. So if there's an emergency situation within your neighborhood, let's just say that for an example, and you have a Ring camera, there is a likelihood that the data from your camera is going to be shared with that local law enforcement entity, and you won't even know about it. Something to think about. Third-party partnerships, this is interesting. Amazon, which is Ring's parent company, shares data across the whole ecosystem of devices and services. Also, video footage is analyzed by AI for product development and algorithm improvement. We're going to talk more about AI in a future video, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button to be notified of when that video is coming out. Also, marketing partners may access that data about when you're home or away. Seriously? And this one is interesting. Third-party contractors may review your video clips for quality control. Think about that. Someone's watching the videos from your Ring camera, and it could be you, could be your children, could be whomever, and a third-party contractor is reviewing that information for quality control purposes. Now let's even get into cloud storage. Most doorbell footage is stored on company servers, not locally on your device. And then the storage can range anywhere from 30 days to several months depending on your subscription plan, and that's within your subscription. You have control over that, and that was in the video that I did recently for a review for a camera, and you can see that for yourself. And then companies reserve the right to access your footage for various purposes, whenever they feel like it. As I said earlier, I'm going to show you now how to go into the Ring, the Arlo, and the Nest into the settings to help alleviate some of these issues. So let's get right into it. So for the Ring doorbell, the privacy settings, so what you're going to do is you're going to open the Ring app and navigate to device settings. First, you'll want to launch the Ring app on your smartphone, of course. Select your doorbell from the devices list. Tap the settings icon. It's a gear symbol in the top right corner. This brings you into device settings where all privacy controls are located. Privacy zones feature to block out neighbors' property. This is important. Now let's get into this one. In device settings, scroll down and select privacy zones. This is one of Ring's most important privacy features. It allows you to create rectangular boxes over areas you don't want recorded. You can draw a privacy zone over your neighbor's driveway, porch, or window. Create multiple zones to block different areas. The recording still happens, but those zones appear blurred in your footage. Now let's talk about adjust motion zones to reduce unnecessary recording. Next, go to motion zones in your device settings. By default, Ring records the entire field of view when motion is detected. You want to customize your motion zones to only cover your front door and porch area. Disable motion detection for the sidewalk and street to stop constantly recording passers-by. After saving your settings, Ring will only alert you to motion in the zones you have selected. Now let's talk about how to disable the sidewalk, and this is the Amazon network sharing feature. In device settings, look for the Amazon Sidewalk option. This feature is enabled by default and shares part of your internet bandwidth with nearby Amazon devices. You'll want to toggle Amazon Sidewalk in the off position. Confirm the change so your internet is only used for your own devices. This prevents Amazon from creating a shared network that extends beyond your property. Now let's review the shared users and video sharing settings. Navigate to shared users and device settings. Here you'll see everyone who currently has access to your doorbell footage. Remove any users you don't recognize or who no longer need access. Check your video sharing settings to control whether Ring can share your footage for product improvement. I recommend disabling any automatic sharing options you're uncomfortable with. Here's the big one: how to opt out of law enforcement request and settings. In device settings, find the law enforcement request or request section. While Ring is required to honor law enforcement requests, you can add a note to your account. Consider adding a message requesting that Ring notify you before sharing any footage. Document this preference in your account. It creates a paper trail of your wishes. Be aware that in emergencies, law enforcement may still access footage without your consent. Now let's get into the Nest Google Doorbell settings. So let's access Google Home app and select the doorbell. So open the Google Home app on your smartphone. Look for your doorbell camera in your device list. Tap on your doorbell to access its controls. Select Settings, usually represented by a gear icon. It looks like a gear. Now you're in the privacy control section of your Nest doorbell. So let's set up activity zones to limit recording areas. First, in Settings, find Activity Zones or Detection Zones. This feature lets you draw rectangular zones on your camera view to define where you want activity detection. Focus your zones on your front door, porch, and driveway only. Make sure to exclude sidewalks, public streets, and neighboring properties from detection zones. Once you save your zones, Nest will only send alerts for activity in these defined areas. Now let's adjust the camera field of view and sensitivity. Go to Camera Settings and look for Field of View or Recording Quality. Some Nest models allow you to digitally pan and zoom to narrow what's recorded. Find the Motion Sensitivity slider. If you lower the sensitivity, it means fewer false alerts from passing cars or animals. I recommend setting sensitivity to medium or low if you want to reduce constant recording of public foot traffic. Remember, higher sensitivity captures more detail but records more unnecessary activity. Now let's disable automatic sharing features. Navigate to Sharing and Assistant Settings. Turn off Assistant access. This prevents Google Assistant from accessing your doorbell footage. Disable sharing to photos if you don't want automatic cloud backup to Google Photos. Turn off any features related to sharing with Google services or partners. And review and disable device share for anyone who doesn't need access to your doorbell. Now we're going to go over the review video history settings and storage options. Go to Video History or Recording Storage settings. Check whether you have cloud storage enabled and how long footage is retained, typically from anywhere from 24 hours to 30 days. If you prefer not to use cloud storage, look for local storage or SD card options if that's available. Keep in mind that without cloud storage, you lose footage if the camera is damaged or stolen. This is important, something you might want to consider. Also, review your storage plan. Google offers tiered options, so choose based on your needs. Now let's talk about how to manage who has access to this footage. In sharing settings, you'll see all users who have access to your doorbell. Remove family members or friends who no longer need access. Use viewer and editor roles to control what each person can do. View only versus manage settings. Check if any third-party apps have permission to access your doorbell and revoke unnecessary connections. And I recommend auditing this list regularly, especially after guests leave or family situations change. Now let's talk about the Arlo doorbell privacy settings. Open the Arlo app and go to Device Settings. Launch the Arlo app on your smartphone. Locate your doorbell in the devices list. Tap the three-dot menu or settings icon next to your doorbell name. Select Device Settings to access all privacy and recording controls. This is your control center for all Arlo doorbell privacy features. Now let's configure the activity zones for targeted recording. In Device Settings, find Activity Zones or Motion Zones. The default setting records the entire wide-angle view. You'll want to change this immediately. Draw activity zones that cover only your front door and immediate porch area. Exclude the sidewalk, street, and neighboring properties from your activity zones. You can create multiple overlapping zones. Arlo only records motion detected within these boundaries. Now let's adjust the motion sensitivity to avoid constant neighbor alerts. Look for motion sensitivity in device settings. Default sensitivity is often set to high, which triggers alerts for every passing person or vehicle. Lower the sensitivity to medium or low to reduce false alerts from public foot traffic. I recommend testing your settings by walking past your doorbell and observing alert frequency. This protects your neighbor's privacy by reducing constant surveillance of public spaces. Let's also review the privacy mode and scheduling options. Find privacy mode in your settings. This disables recording entirely when activated. Use privacy mode when you're aware of visitors or workers on your property who didn't consent to recording. Set up scheduling to automatically enable privacy mode during certain hours, for example, daytime when the neighborhood's actively high. Create custom schedules for weekdays versus weekends based on your neighborhood patterns. Privacy mode also ensures that you're being intentional about when your doorbell is actively recording. The last thing is manage the cloud storage and sharing permissions. Go to cloud storage settings and review your subscription plan. Check how long Arlo retains your footage. It's typically anywhere from 7 to 30 days depending on your plan. Decide if you need extended storage or if shorter retention works for your needs. In sharing settings, review who has access to your doorbell footage. Remove any outdated sharing links or users, especially if you've had service workers or contractors in your home. And lastly, disable any automatic sharing with family members' devices if privacy is a concern. Let's talk about privacy concerns for both the users and their neighbors. Let's talk about the users first. Your comings and goings are time-stamped and stored. This is creating a detailed record of your daily habits. Visitors to your home are recorded without their knowledge or consent. Huge. Delivery drivers, postal workers, and service providers are captured on video repeatedly, and then if you are hacked or if the company is hacked, criminals know exactly when you leave and when you return home. Now for your neighbors. That was bad. Let's do this for your neighbors. They never consented. They never consented to being recorded every time they walk past your house. Their children playing outside are captured on video stored in corporate databases. Private conversations on their own property may be recorded if within audio range. Something to think about. They have no control over who sees this footage or how it's retained. This really creates an atmosphere of surveillance in a residential neighborhood. Oof. So in the end, smart home security should not come at the cost of privacy, whether that's for yourself or for your neighbors or for the neighborhood. As I said earlier, I really believe in protecting your property, protecting your family. I'm a huge proponent for that. But I also believe in privacy for your neighbors, or even if you're the neighbor, you don't want people looking at what you're doing or finding out things that they don't need to know or monitoring your conversations. It's unnecessary. I encourage you to review the settings on your doorbell to make sure that they are where you want them to be. If you have any questions or any of these settings have worked for you and you feel a lot better about things, post the comments in the comment section below. I read and respond to every single one of them. Lastly, I thank you for watching today's video. We have so many things going on for 2026. Make sure you click the links below to check out our free tech quiz, Tech Confident quiz. We now have subscriber memberships. Check those out. You get some really cool perks with those. This is a wonderful year for us. We are super excited and we're glad to have you. Consider subscribing if this information has helped you. If you found any of these tech tips helpful, make sure that you let your friends and family know as well. Share these videos, hit that like and subscribe button, and also hit that boost button, I think it's called, or whatever it is. We're super excited to share this new year with you, and we have so many things to look forward to. Again, thank you for your time today, and I'll see you in the next one.